Scott, how's it going?
All right, how you doing, Robbie?
Good. So you won this weekend, and it went really well in the Cobra, I understand.
Yeah, we had a great time. We had a lot of work to do, but it all paid off in the end.
You might not realize Scott actually drives an original Cobra. I mean, an original Cobra. And that's pretty amazing in this day and age. And he drives it for Bruce Camber. Bruce, come on in here and talk to us about your car. Bruce, you've owned this car since its birth, correct?
Yes, 1965.
1965.
50 years.
50 years. You had a little bit to do with Ford Motorsports, I understand.
Yes, I was the director of worldwide racing my last year with Ford.
Small part. Okay, so that's pretty good, a long history. And what's amazing that people might not understand, you treat this almost like it's a current race car. I see you changing springs, shocks, parts all the time. I mean, you push him to drive it quite hard.
We have to do that to be competitive. Just have to keep changing the car to meet the conditions, and they change all the time. Well, as you know,
right,
especially for professional racing.
And so with the Cobra, what did you change? Now, I understand it's not the original drivetrain in it, so what did you do?
Well, I'll start at the back and work forward. It's an aluminum differential. The brakes in the rear are Willwood real brakes.
Okay.
Front brakes are bare. I have Stop Tech rotors, full floating rotors, which are the original cars never had.
Right.
I changed the original front suspension, shortened the spindle, and made it into a zero scrub radius front end.
Okay.
Fixed the camber gain, took out the anti-dive, or most of it, to improve the geometry. Set it up so it has virtually zero bump steer through about 6 inches of travel.
No kidding.
Yeah. The rear had bushings. I replaced everything with solid bushings and fixed the geometry in the rear to rod ends, and so it doesn't move. When we set it, it stays where it is. Changed the shocks, the springs. The original springs were 3-inch diameter. These are 2.5 racing springs. So, and put in JRI shocks. The engine is a 498 cubic inch aluminum Shelby block with Carrillo rods, Moldex crank. Redlined at 8,200 with a 4 1/4 stroke.
Okay.
It makes 850 at 7650 and horsepower, and torque's about 630 at 5,700.
The car weighs
2350.
2350. Wow, that's a extremely strong power to weight ratio with this.
The latest speed trick we did was disconnect half the throttle body because it's blowing the tires off.
That's amazing. So, Scott, typically we think of Cobras as very difficult to drive, twitchy cars. You know, they were old, they were monsters in the day. Everybody loves them, but it kind of was a man's car, really, to drive. Do you, all the changes that Bruce told us about, has it tamed it down, or how do you feel about it driving? It's still pretty twitchy.
It's a little twitchy, but Bruce has done an excellent job. The car handles really nice, and now it works very easy. It's easier to drive.
Well, I've been amazed. You guys have brought this car. Of course, we work together a lot, and you've improved. You worked on different tires. I mean, people don't understand how much you're doing to a car that's worth how much again now?
Probably $1.4 million.
Yeah, so that's more than our whole rig is. And amazing job. And here you are once again. Scotty won the Phoenix race, the opener, and now he's sitting at first at Del Mar, and looks like he's going to be the guy to beat for the rest of the year. So thank you a lot. That's us from Meguiar's Del Mar.